Hello Year 4s and welcome back. In today's lesson, we are going to begin planning our own explanation texts. Over the previous few lessons, we have been looking at the features of an explanation text. We've been learning the explanation text that we have about how a TV show is made. We've also looked at writing an introductory paragraph and then obviously innovating the text map to another invention, and we looked at how a camera works and how a camera is able to take photographs. Today's task is going to require you to do a little bit of research for yourself. You are going to be choosing your own invention to research, and you are then going to be writing me an explanation, or at least you'll be planning and then writing me an explanation text about how that invention works. Today we will go over the features that you need to remember. We will also go over the layout of an explanation text and how it should be organized. Pause the video in the next screen and read over the text map once more. Remind yourself of the features that we looked at. Remember the conjunctions that we looked at using when you were writing, and remember the layout that we've looked at. So pause the video, read through the text map, and see if you can start pinpointing those features as you are reading. Pause the video here and read through the text map. See if you can pinpoint the features of an explanation text that we have discussed, including the tense it's written in, the subheadings and the organizational devices that are being used, the various conjunctions that we've used, subordinating conjunctions and coordinating conjunctions, the technical vocabulary, the glossary, and whether there's a diagram or pictures with a caption. We are now going to go through a few slides about the explanation texts. We have been through these before. These are purely a recap for you to remember everything that we need to know about an explanation text. Remember, we will be discussing that it is different from instructions and non-chronological reports. You need to know the difference between all three pieces of writing. We are also going to be looking at features and then examples of those features in actual explanation texts. Remember, explanation texts tell us how something works or gives us information about something. They are not to be confused with instructions and non-chronological reports. Although these are all non-fiction writing, there is a difference between each of these pieces of writing. Remember the features that we discussed. It is written in present tense unless it is a historical explanation text. Then it would be written in a past tense, but we are writing ours in the present tense. It is organized in chronological order, or the text is arranged in a numerical order. We use organizational devices like subheadings to separate our text. We use time conjunctions such as first, then, next, later, finally. And remember, we discussed the different kinds of conjunctions we get, coordinating conjunctions and subordinating conjunctions. Both of these should be found in your writing. We use technical vocabulary that is specific to the topic. We sometimes have a glossary. We have a diagram with labels and pictures with captions. Remember, when writing your explanation text, it usually starts with an opening sentence that makes you want to read on to find out more. With our introductory sentences, we have looked at using a rhetorical question in the opening sentences to make the reader want to carry on reading and find out that information. It is organized into clear and simple points that are in chronological order. Remember, as discussed just now, explanations are written in the present tense except for historical explanations that are then written in the past tense. We are, however, writing about inventions, so you should be writing your explanation text in the present tense. tense. We discussed using coordinating conjunctions and subordinating conjunctions in our writing, and these often show a cause or they are to show time. We looked at the role that each conjunction plays and how we use them in sentences, so make sure your writing does include these. Here is another example about an explanation text. This one was explaining how volcanoes erupt. And on the side there, you can see some of the features that we use have been highlighted already. I'm now going to give you some reminders of how to lay out your explanation text. One we've looked at already was the burger with the different layers that you needed to write, as if when you are writing that explanation text you have to put one of each layer in and it has to be in an order. There is also the text organizer that we looked at briefly in one of the previous lessons that explains what would go into each paragraph. So I'm going to put those up in the next few slides. Please pause the slide while watching it and have a look at both examples and decide which one works best for you. You are more than welcome to draw your own burger with the layers, or you are more than welcome to also write out the text organizer for yourself so that you have a copy to then use when you are writing your explanation text. In the next slide, I will show you the box up that I would like you to use when you are planning your explanation text. It has been attached to the letter sent out to your adults on Monday. Please make sure to either, if you're able to print it out, please print it out. Otherwise, you can write your own out, just like we did with the previous box up. We drew our own and we used that to plan our writing. Remember, your box up is not for full sentences. It is just for the information or keywords that you are going to use when you are writing your explanation text. It is not a rough draft of your explanation text. It is just the ideas that you are going to be needing when you are writing. My task to you today is the following. You are going to be writing your own explanation text about an invention of your choice. We have been looking at everything that needs to be going into an explanation text. So you are finally going to write your own about an invention. Maybe that's around the house. Maybe there's one outside that we use. Maybe you want to write about a car or an aeroplane or how the garbage trucks work, all of that. It is your invention to choose, so you get to go and choose that. Then I would like you to go and do research on that. Once you have researched the invention, you will then use that information that you've collected to plan your explanation text using the box up we have just looked at.